Welcome to the BRC Navigator training series. In this video, we will walk through an overview of the BRC Navigator program portal. If you are having difficulties with topics covered in this video, please submit a help desk ticket at mass.gov/EECBRC or call the EEC BRC Contact Center at 617-988-7841. Topics of the BRC Navigator program portal that we will cover include navigation of the three listing pages, navigation of the left-hand tabs, using the search bar, using the filter, sorting BRC records, and general interaction with BRC records in the BRC Navigator program portal. There are three listing pages that can be used to track candidates and staff based on their BRC status. They are the Applicants page, the All Staff page, and the Inactive page. The Applicants listing page is used to track all candidates in the process of a BRC request. The All Staff listing page is used to track active staff members hired by a program. And the Inactive listing page is used to track both staff members that are no longer active and hired by a program, as well as candidates that no longer have an active BRC request for a program. Each of the three listing pages will display relevant information for candidates or staff members in a table. Each row of the table will display a candidate or staff member's BRC information organized into sortable columns. These columns include information such as name, role, request status, suitability status, BRC renewal date, and many more. Sorting the columns is done by clicking on the column title itself. By doing this, any column selected will be sorted alphanumerically. This will group similar records together. If you are trying to locate a specific candidate or record, the search function should be used. When searching, the following 11 fields can be used to find specific records. The most commonly used are first name, last name, and BRC ID. To search, simply click on the search bar at the top right of your screen and type whichever of the searchable fields you wish to search by. Pressing Enter or clicking the magnifying glass will apply your search and the corresponding records will be displayed. Here it is important to remember that any search that you apply will stay until it is removed. This means that if you move to other listing pages, your search will follow you and only display records that match your search. If you wish to remove a search, you will need to clear the search bar and press Enter, or click the magnifying glass. This will return all results removed by your search. If you would like to see a list of records that share specific criteria in common, the filter function should be used. To access the filter, click on the filter icon. A menu will slide out from the right-hand side of the screen, showing the criteria that can be filtered. If we scroll down the page, we will see a full list of filter criteria. This includes data like program, request status, role, suitability status, BRC renewal date, and more. Once you have selected your filter criteria, pressing the search button will apply that filter to whichever listing page you are on. Just as with the search function covered earlier, any filter that you apply will follow you through each listing page and will remain applied until you remove it. Filtered results will show a group of similar records. This can make it easier to find things like staff for a specific program or a list of only interns applying to a program. To remove a filter, click the filter icon and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Then select Reset All Filters. The filter will be removed and all records removed by the filter will return. If you need to download the list of records displayed on a listing page for any reason, this can be done by scrolling to the bottom of the page and clicking the download link. This will download the listing page to your computer in a CSV file, which can be viewed and edited by applications like Microsoft Excel. The downloaded file will include more information than is displayed on the listing page. Everything covered so far has been within the Listing Pages tab on the left-hand side of the screen. Before we move on to the other tabs, let's cover a few points specific to candidates and staff members. Each candidate or staff member has their own profile page that can be accessed by clicking on their name when it appears on a listing page. Within the profile page, we can see a detailed view of the person that lists their name, programs they are affiliated with, role, employment and suitability statuses, fingerprint scan information, as well as personal information. Also listed here would be any related documents that have been uploaded. This would include copies of their ID or consent forms, and documents generated by the BRC Navigator, like suitability letters and fingerprint notification letters. One important point here is that these fields are only editable when a candidate or staff member does not currently have a BRC request in process. Additionally, many fields are only editable by the BRC unit, even when there is not a BRC request in process. To move candidates or staff members from one listing page to another, you'll need to use that individual's Actions drop-down on the right-hand side of the page. The options available in the Actions drop-down depend on various attributes of the individual, such as suitability status and employment status. For example, to move from the Inactive tab to the Applicants tab, we would select Resubmit Applicant from the Actions drop-down. This would start a new BRC request for this individual. One of the biggest factors to keep in mind here is a candidate or staff member's fingerprint scan information. The listing pages will display this information with one of four icons. The red circle with an X indicates that the fingerprint has expired. The amber circle with the exclamation mark indicates that the fingerprint is within the renewal window, which begins 120 days before expiration. The green circle with a check mark indicates a current fingerprint scan, and the empty circle indicates no fingerprint scan has been received by the BRC Navigator. The other tabs displayed on the left-hand side of the screen are the New Submission tab, which will be explained in depth in the sections covering submission types, the Settings tab, and the Release Notes tab, which can be used to see all updates to the BRC Navigator program portal. The last tab is the Programs Dashboard tab. This tab is only visible to programs, which means that EEC staff will not have it on their version of the BRC Navigator program portal. The Programs Dashboard in effect functions as a list of suggested filters that gives real-time counts of numbers of individuals in each of the filtered queues. Some of the queues include Confirm Employment, which shows the current staff members that can have their employment retained, and Expired BRC, which shows candidates and staff members with expired BRCs. Selecting one of these queues will apply that filter for you and behave just like the filter function covered earlier in this video.